The day my wife went into labor should have been one of the happiest days of my life. I had been with her through every appointment, every late-night craving, every argument born from pregnancy stress. I held her hand as we rushed to the hospital, telling myself over and over that I was about to meet my child for the first time. This baby was supposed to be the proof of our love, the future I had been waiting for. As she lay in that hospital bed, sweating and crying through each contraction, I felt nothing but worry and love for her. I whispered encouragement, wiped her forehead, and promised her everything would be okay. I thought this was our moment, the beginning of our family. When the baby's first cry echoed through the room, tears streamed down my face. The doctor handed the baby to her first, then to me. I looked down at that tiny, fragile face, overwhelmed with emotion. But almost instantly, something felt off. The baby's features didn't resemble mine. At first, I tried to dismiss it. I told myself, newborns can look different. But the unease lingered. When the nurse came to check on the baby, she gave me a look I didn't understand. Then, leaning closer, she quietly asked if I could step into the hallway for a moment. My wife was preoccupied, cuddling the baby with a weak smile, so I followed the nurse outside. That was when my world crumbled. In the kindest voice she could manage, the nurse told me the baby's blood type didn't match mine. It was biologically impossible for me to be the father. My heart sank. My stomach dropped. The floor seemed to disappear beneath me. I asked her to repeat it, desperate, hoping I had misheard. But she was precise and careful. The child wasn't mine. I stumbled back into the room, eyes burning with tears. My wife looked up at me, pale, as if she already knew what the nurse had revealed. She began to speak, but I stopped her. I asked directly, "Who is the father?" At first, she denied it, claiming I was stressed and the nurse must be mistaken. But I wasn't fooled. The more I pressed, the more she crumbled. Finally, in a whisper, she confessed she had been seeing someone else during the pregnancy. My chest felt like it had been split in two. She said she thought she could fool me, that I would never know, that love would blind me to the truth. I looked at the baby again, so small, so innocent, and my anger shifted. The child had done nothing wrong. The betrayal was hers, not the baby's. But I couldn't stay in that room. Gently, I returned the baby to her arms and told her I needed space. Walking out of that hospital room was the hardest thing I had ever done. I had come in expecting to be a father, a husband ready to start the next chapter of life. Instead, I left feeling like a stranger in my own story, carrying nothing but betrayal. The days that followed were a blur of heartbreak. She called, tried to explain that it was a mistake, that she still wanted me, but I couldn't trust her. Every word felt like poison. The love I once held for her was buried under a mountain of lies. Eventually, I filed for divorce. It wasn't easy. There were nights I lay awake, questioning if I should forgive her, if I should stay for the child, even though he wasn't mine. But in the end, I knew I couldn't live a life built on deceit. I deserved truth, not betrayal. Now, I'm rebuilding myself, piece by piece. The pain is still there, but so is clarity. I've learned that sometimes the truth doesn't come from the one you love. It comes from a stranger brave enough to speak it. And though I lost the family I thought I had, I saved myself from a lifetime of lies. I'll never forget the look in that nurse's eyes when she told me the truth. That was the moment my life broke apart.